think LoveMark is the highest evolved brand you can imagine. A brand that is built on trust, respect, legacy, reputation, value, and then it evolves by adding mystery, sensuality, intimacy. It moves from being irreplaceable to becoming irresistible.
Wow.
And it's a brand that creates not loyalty for a reason, but loyalty beyond reason.
Okay. Give me an example, or a couple of examples of that.
One that's very familiar with me, because I was just listening to it a few minutes ago, is the Apple iPod. Now, you look at an MP3 player, you know, pretty much they all do the same things. Some are cheaper than others, some carry more songs than others, but the iPod has 75% market share. Why? Because it's irresistible. It's a love mark, not just a brand. When you're wearing an iPod, those little buds, you're part of a community, a tribe, a family. It's saying something about you, about the way you are and the way you feel. That's very special. For me, in the sportswear business, I've been Adidas since I was 3 years old because of the stories of the Adidasler and the early footballers and so on and so forth. When I was working for New Zealand Rugby Union, the first deal we did was an apparel deal with the All Blacks and Adidas. And for me, I'm loyal beyond reason to Adidas.
Do you have to be born as a love mark, or you can transform an ordinary brand into a love mark?
I think all brands must aim to become a love mark because that's where the money is. You know, the only reason why brands were invented was to create a higher margin, to create higher profit. And what you've got now is a commodity trap where brands are fighting on price and value and benefits and so on. To get out of that commodity trap, every brand needs to go on that love mark journey because that's where the price premium is.
What would you say are the 2 or 3 key drivers to turn a brand into a love mark?
I think the first thing you've got to do is you've got to be able to give up control of the brand. Most companies are control freaks. They're management bureaucratic freaks, and they do everything by data and by research, and they're driven to control, command, and own the brand. That's not the way forward. Consumers have the power today, not brands. You've got to be able to relinquish that power to engage, to attract consumers. Second thing you've got to do is to have a purpose higher than functionality, because everyone now is interested in the environment, social causes. They're very, very informed technology-wise, and they demand a brand now to have a purpose and a mission higher than just a product benefit.
It's like adding values to the brand other than the plain functionality.
Absolutely. You've got to stand for something or you fall for everything. And those emotional values and beliefs, 80% of our decision making is made emotionally. Okay. 80%, right? We're driven by emotion, and yet most brands are still marketed rationally on price or benefit. And consumers are just going, no, you can't interrupt me, you can't yell at me, you've got to attract and engage me.